fishy people, I'm Alan Nosh from FishOn TV, and it's Tuesday the 18th of February, and it's Match Fishing Day with the Old Boys Fishing Club. Right, look at today. It's the first time in ages that I've been able to record on my way there. Lighter mornings, lighter nights, so we're slowly but surely getting there. But boy, have we had some awful weather over the last, it just seems like forever. Blowing absolute hoolies, storm Dennis, storm God knows what, loads of them. Now today we were supposed to have 45, 50 mile an hour winds again from about 11 o'clock onwards, but I noticed last night they were blowing a hoolie all last night. It's not too bad today, and I've just checked on my weather app. We've still got quite a decent breeze, but 20 mile an hour winds, which is a damn sight better than 45 and 50 mile an hour winds, so hopefully I should get some better footage today. So, and today you will be joining us at McCallum's farm, Bank End. At Bank End. We're on the Match Lake. We've still got quite a few people off poorly, people at dentists, people at hospital, God knows, all sorts of stuff. But anyway, there's about 11 of us today, so I've pegged it down one side. I rung the fishery up to see if we can sort of have the wind off his shoulder. We're on the far bank. I've left the famous 16 and 17 pegs out in winds that have never really produced, so hopefully we've got the main part of the lake, and fingers crossed we may catch a few fish. But I've got to say, this winter I think it's been particularly tough, not just for me but everybody else has been saying the same sort of thing. But you can only do your best. So Sozza's going to be there and all. He's already turned around and told me, he asked me what lake we're fishing, and I've told him it's his favourite lake is this one. He's already said, you might as well pay me out now. He's counting his chickens already. But I have got to say, his record here is pretty good. I think he won the last two here, so who am I to argue? We shall see today. So I'm about 10 minutes away, and we'll see you at the draw. So see you soon. That's half an hour. GoPro, stop recording. I knew you wouldn't. I'll do it myself. That was a surprise. There we go. peg 26. October and I'm next to Sod, so we'll see you down on the bank. See you soon. Right, as you saw at the draw, peg 26. I've got Soz on my left and I've got my old mate Jeff on my right. Already had a cast. I mean, you won't know. I mean, I've just seen a fish top out there. You won't actually know, but I have done this before. But for some reason, one of my SIM cards is playing up. So I've just changed that, so I'm starting again. So here I am on peg 26. Soz says we're in a bad area. Graham says we're in a bad area, and so does Jeff. He thinks he's more of a chance there. He's a little bit nearer the fish. The fish tend to be a little bit more towards the aerator down there. I know last time I sat on this peg, I was watching Soz catch him opposite the aerator on the other side, and he emptied it. And Mr. Incredible did as well. So it is a tough area. I don't know whether we're actually going to get anything. I've thrown a bomb out there. There's a slight snag to my left hand side, but nothing really bad. But it's clear to the right there's a tree in front of me there, which is my line at the minute. I've gone bang in the middle. I've just come a little bit shorter because my first cast I did have a liner, and I have seen two fish top. I think one of them were a carp. The other one might have been skimmer roach or something like that, but there's something bang in the middle, so that's where I've gone at the minute. My plan of attack, a little bit of searching, pretty much as I would doing with a little bit of searching. I have had one line on the first cast. Might do bomb and pellet. I might do bomb and sweet corn. I haven't really made my mind up how I'm going to approach that. I'm going to have a skimmer line set up here. I've got some micros, casters and maggots and ground bait for that. I've also got a Duro banjo feeder set up. Now, I assume that most people know what things are. So, this, for you people that don't know, that's your traditional method feeder. That is a banjo feeder. And you can get them in all sizes. I've got that one. I'm going to try this one at the minute. There's quite a lot of big carp in here, and that is your small one. If I was after F1s, I'd probably use that one. So they're your different, and you can get different weights, different sizes. I've got 45 gram, 30 gram, 20 gram. So that's for you people that don't know. I mean, you can also change those because the ICS. I can change to one of those if I want a little pellet feeder, and they come in different sizes. I haven't got the bigger ones in, but there's those as well. You can actually, with the ICS system, you can actually put a bomb on as well. So there you go, just for you. Oh, I've just had, that looked like a little roach. I've just had a little tap there. So that could be what I saw, those little roach or skimmers or something. So that's where we are at the minute. Peg 26. Soz has painted a really bad picture for me. He reckons he's going to win it today. That's what he said. Sent me a text saying you might as well just pay me now. So we'll see how we get on. Not too bad a size. Like I say, I've had a liner and a little tap. We shall see what develops. So it's going to be a gentle approach, and we'll take it from there. So we'll see you soon. GoPro, stop recording. No, don't stop recording then. I think I got diverted telling you the difference between banjo feeders, method feeders, pellet feeders, all those things. I were in the middle of telling you what my plan was, wasn't I? Right, I have got clipped up at about 3/4 of the way across. It's a nice clear bit. I will be using the banjo feeder about 3/4 of the way across with a wafter on, all different types of things. I've got some of these juice dumbbells, Ringer's chocolate orange, wafters, different choice of hook bait. So that's what I'll be using there with some softened. I've actually got some, I've just had a liner. I've just come short because there's been one or two fish topping in the middle and a little bit short. I'm not sure whether they're silvers or carp. They've not really been showing the faces, just breaking the surface. I've got a feeling they're probably silvers. So whether it's worth a waggler out there, I've actually got a waggler rod set up. In winter, it can be quite productive with finding one or two 8mm pellets. fishing sort of 5-6 foot deep. It's about 8 foot out there. I know the more you go to your left it gets a bit deeper. It is shallower at this end, which is probably why it's not as good in winter. I don't know. This area just tends not to produce as much as it does a little bit further down towards the aerator. So that's the plan for out there. I'm doing a bit of searching with popped up bread. With it being as deep as where it is, I've actually got 50 centimetres popped up. I can always lower that down if I want to. Still searching. Had a couple of liners, they look like little roach taps to me. I've also got my pole set up at 4 sections out for my skimmer line, which I've got casters, maggots and soft pellets for that, and a little bit of ground bait. I'll be trying that a little bit later on, I think, though. So, like I say, I'm going to do some searching. I might have a go with the waggler, and I'll certainly be having a go with the Jura Banjo feeder. So that's my plan at the minute. I've also got corn as a hook bait choice, as well as hard pellets, 6 and 8s. So that's my plan. Let's just see if it works. Nothing. I haven't seen anybody catch anything. Soz's not had a bite. Jeff's not had anything. I'm not sure whether Graham's had one or not. I've heard him shouting to Jeff whether he's had one or not. I don't know. He's casting 3/4 of the way across at the minute. That's where I had my first liner. I've gone quite a bit short because I just saw a few fish topping. Like I said, I don't know whether they were carp or just silvers. But looking at that with the tap that I had there, I'm guessing they're probably silvers. But no positive signs just yet. So just thought I'd finish telling you what my plan is. Let's just see how it develops from there. So we'll speak to you soon. We don't want to be wattling, do we? No. So we'll speak to you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Don't stop recording, GoPro. Right, we're an hour and a half in, and all I've had is a couple of little taps and the one liner that I told you about earlier. Sorry, 2 liners. Jeff says, I'm not sure how true it is, Jeff says that Graham's got on the end peg, and I did half wonder if end pegs might produce, even though it's not, this end at lake's not really favoured. He reckons he's had 5 carp, but he doesn't know he's catching them on. I have seen him throw a bomb about the same distance I am, sort of 3/4 of the way across, I think. So if that's where he's catching, I'm not 100% certain. I dare say, I know a lot of people like to use bomb and popped up bread here. I'm guessing that he's probably catching on bomb and popped up bread. So it might be an idea for me to have a go at that and just throw the bomb and popped up bread a little bit further. So, like I say, I've had a couple of slight indications on this banjo feeder that they've not materialised into bites, proper bites. So there is 1 or 2 fish knocking about, but whether they're just silvers, not sure. So you never know when these guys are just pulling your leg or not. But I've not heard any splashing. So I just don't know. The crafty old so-and-sos, this lot. I'm not sure. I can see a few ripples round where he is. I just can't see him. There's a great big tree to my right, so I don't know whether it's true or not. We shall have to see, won't we? So just a little quick update. I've not seen anybody to my left. I've not heard any splashing to my left. Soz has not had a bite. Jeff's not had a bite. But again, trees, and you can see these trees. I can't really see any other anglers to my left, so I don't really know how anybody else is getting on, but I dare, my suspicions are they've got to be catching down there. That's where they usually are, a little bit further down to the left. So, same thing happening again, isn't it? It's this winter fishing. It's so difficult. If you're not on the fish, it's so difficult to get bites. You just got to persevere and have a bit of confidence in what you're doing. I am actually finding, because I saw a few fish topping earlier, I've not seen any for the last sort of half hour. Sos says he saw 1 or 2 carp, which I thought I did as well. I have been putting 2 and 3 pellets in every 5 minutes or so. And I am going to have a go with the waggler at about 5 or 6 foot. It's about 7 or 8 foot at most, I would have thought, out there. So I'm going to start quite deep and shallow up a little bit and see where we go from there. So I've got to give that a little go, because I have had some success in winter on the pellet waggler with an 8mm pellet on, albeit not prolific, but it has produced 1 or 2 fish. I'm not saying it will today, but you can only do your best. So a little quick update for you. See you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Turns on but never turns off. Right, another update. It's looking really grim. Soz ain't had a bite, Jeff ain't had a bite. I think Andy's had 1 tiddler. I've just rung the favoured pegs further down, Bonzo. Oh, he's nice to see Bonzo. He's had a liner. He says that Dave Walker has had 1 carp, Barry Walker has had 1 carp, and I think it's Dave Sawyer that's had 2 carp. That's it. And then Scotty, on the end, Graham Scott, mighty fisherman Scotty, he's been catching, I found out he's been catching on bomb and bloodworm, and he's had a few skimmers, 5 F1s and a carp. So bloodworm's been doing the job today. But I just cannot get a bite anywhere, and neither can Soz and neither can Jeff. It's looking very grim indeed. And what I've done, I've just clipped up, I've gone further out, I've gone towards the far bank now. I know there's a ledge down there like this pretty much here. And I've gone probably about 5 metres away from the far bank. That is roughly at the bottom of the ledge. And I've put a method feeder on, a 30-gram method feeder. I've put a mixture of micros and ground bait on the small method feeder with a couple of dead reds. I have had success on that in the past, a lot of success. So that's been out there 2 minutes. And we'll just see if we can get, I had nothing on popped up bread. I did try the waggler where I saw the carp topping. I had nothing on that. I put the bomb and pellet over where the pellets had been going down. I had nothing on that. I've just refed this short line with a few micros, a little ball of micros, some casters and some maggots. I'm going to give that a go next. But I've noticed Scotty's gone on his pole. I've not seen him catch anything on that just yet. Bob, I've heard's not had anything, but they weren't really sure. He usually catches silvers, and I'm pretty sure when I go on this short line, I'm pretty sure I will get some silvers. But as far as carp and F1s go, 0. Absolutely bloody 0. It is so difficult at this time of year. So difficult. I can't wait for the warmer season to start so you can actually see plenty of fish being caught. But that's fishing for you, that's winter fishing for you, and to be fair, the weather, I mean, you'll have all seen it on the telly, the weather has been absolutely horrendous. Lots of rain going in, lots of fresh water. That's not a great combination, and it's been cold. But to be fair, it's not a bad day, it's a little bit breezy, but wind behind us, it's not too bad, it's not too bad at all. But it's looking very grim. Grim indeed. So I thought I might as well give you an update. We've been going 2.5 hours. I'm still not had a bite yet, apart from a couple of little liners, well, one decent liner, a couple of taps on the popped up bread, but that is it. So I don't know what else to say. It's one of those videos again. Can't cope with another blank. I've never blanked here ever. So hopefully, I mean, towards the end of the session, usually it starts to produce a few fish, but we shall see. Fingers crossed. I'll give you an update, Sean. If I do look into anything, obviously I will switch the camera on. Over and out. See you soon. GoPro, stop recording. Oh, God damn it. Right. I've got a feeling this might be a little skimmer. Little drop back bite on the method feeder. But at least it's a fish. First indication of the day. Let's see what it is. Does feel like a skimmer, I think. Oh, wait a minute, it's trying a bit harder now. Oh, not quite sure where it is now. Ooh, what is it? I wonder. Oh. Putting a better fight up now, it's getting a bit closer in. Might be an F1. Let's have a look. Come on, stay on the hook. Oh God, it's a decent F1 as well, crikey. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting a fish that big, because it hardly put any fight up whatsoever. So there we go. Method feeder. Method feeder. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Double maggot, banded maggot. Let's see if it'll behave for you. Might as well show you, because you never know, might not get any more. Oh, hooked myself. I'll just put that down there. Let's have a quick look. It's a chunky little thing, is that? Always behave. Well, there you go, look at that. That's not bad at all. And it hardly put a fight up. I thought it was a 6 or 8 ounce skimmer. How wrong I was. But that'll do. And I have had success on pole at that distance. Like, you know, I've gone short here. And it's short, it's long from here, but short over there. So I've got to give that another go. Fingers crossed for another bite. Nice little update anyway. See you soon. I'm not going to say GoPro, stop recording. Right. I didn't have any more on the long line. I had a couple of little indications, but I had to try the short line, and I've had a few small roach. And this is like a decent skimmer that's turned up, so that's what I actually intended to try and catch, and one's turned up. And I'm fishing just a single caster. Got an 18 F1 pellet on hook, an 011 bottom. Right, so it's a wriggly little thing. But I've heard that Dave Sawyer, he's not been with us for a while, there we go, they're not too bad. Dave Sawyer to my left, about 3 or 4 down, in one of the favoured pegs, he's had an 8-pound carp and a skimmer apparently. So I need quite a few of those. Now, I do know that they can turn up here, the F1s can turn up on this line, so, and carp. Not got the right gear on really for carp, but this time of year, they're not exactly fighting like mighty fish at the minute. So I just thought I'd give you another little update on that. Soz's still not had a bite. Jeff's had a skimmer. And what I have found out there, even though there's a ledge out there, that it's a slow gradient, There's an area that's about 3 or 4 inches deeper, and that is the area I'm trying to get it on, but it's not a big area. Putting half a dozen or 8 casters in, single caster on the hook, and I'm getting an indication, swinging the hook bait to the left, and within the last foot or so I've got a bulk shot, 3 number 10s and a number 12 just below my loop on my hook length line, which I don't really like doing, but it's not exactly dead straight with the loops, so I've put that on just to try and strain it a little bit. And it's going under, and the tricky little things to hit, it's going under pretty much straight away. Like I said, they are mainly those little roach. So there it's just sinking at a tight line. It's just straightening up, just settling. There, straight away. Oh, that's pulled off. I might have to recheck that caster. Little roach, I've got a 6/8 elastic on, and those tiny little roach, I think it's a little bit heavy for them, to be fair. But that's what's happening on the pole line at the minute, and I'm hoping the feeding fish might attract a few F1s. So that's to give you a quick little update on how I'm doing, and we've got about an hour and a half left. I could do with a few F1s. I don't think anybody's going to catch Graham. I'm not feeding every time I go out, but I could do with to catch. I mean, there's a couple of lads down there got a couple of carp. I could do with half a dozen F1s, to be fair, or quite a few of those skimmers would do. So we'll see. We'll see how we progress on this line, and see if it turns into any decent fish. So let's just see if it happens again. Tight line, it's just slowly sinking. I'm not feeding every single time because of the amount of, because of the speed of the bite that I'm getting. I don't want to bring them up in the water or anything. Oh, slight indication there. It's just settled now. Maybe I should have struck on that. It was just a tiny little tap. Just not quite settling right, that. Well, I think that little indication was my bite, because it's normally gone under by now. I'll have to recheck that. I'll have to give it a check. But that's the update so far, so we'll soldier on, see if we can get a few more. GoPro, stop recording. Edley loves this bit, doesn't he? See you soon. Awful day. I've had a few more roach. I think this is a, I'm not sure what it is actually. It's a little, it's a better roach. There we go, look. But it's been an awful day. Saws has caught his first fish. There we go, not bad. I wish there'd been that stamp all day, otherwise I'd have fished for them. But they've all been tiddly little roach on the caster. Saws has had one skimmer. Don't know what Jeff's had. I don't think he's had a great deal, but I'm guessing Graham Scott's probably won it with those F1s and carp that he caught on the bloodworm earlier. So we've about 15 minutes left. So we'll probably see you at the weigh-in, but it's been an absolutely dreadful day. Soz was just saying it's worst day we've probably had on here. And I can only put it down to the amount of rain that we've had. Winds and rain, and it's been unbelievable. But, like I said, that's winter fishing for you. You're not going to be bagging at this time of year. Caught a few fish though, so I am happy. But not as happy as I'd like to be. So we'll see you at the weigh-in soon. Ta-ra. Right then, fisher people, we're all weighed in, done and dusted, and the wind didn't half get up. I'm so glad I pegged it where I did, because if we'd have had the wind in his face towards that latter end, it'd have been a nightmare. But the fishing, it's been pretty hard. The favoured pegs have produced a few fish. Graham Scott, tell you, he's a skilled fisherman, is Graham. He must fish 3 or 4 times a week, and he's fished a tidy match today. He drew the end peg. He didn't really fancy it because in the summer it's not produced as much as the ones that were down to my left, but I do remember from last year the end pegs did produce in winter last year here, and it's produced for him, and he's fished he wasn't using bloodworm. They're crafty old so-and-sos, these lot. He actually caught on corn. And what he's done is he's caught, he's had 2 lines on a bomb line with corn, and he's had a few F1s and a few skimmers, and he's had like a 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, which I think I've mentioned before. He's had one with chop worm on his left with ground bait, and then on his right micros and corn, and he's caught F1s and skimmers, and rotated, and he's ended up with a nice weight, £40 44 winter fishing. You cannot complain at that. That's a great weight, so well done, Graham Scott. My match, I decided I was going to go 3/4 of the way across with Jura Banjo feeder, which later on I changed to the method feeder. I went further out. I actually went on the far banks 5 metre line just on the shelf, and I did end up having a few indications. I ended up with quite a big F1, 3 or 4 pounds, 4 pounds I think it was, something like that. I also ended up with a skimmer or a bream, whatever you want to call it, that were a couple of pounds, and a few roach. And I know it sounds like I probably need the book of excuses for fishing on why I'm not catching so many, but not really. It's just winter fishing, that's how it is. If you're on the fish, when I've been on the fish, I've caught. When you're not on the fish, it can be quite difficult, and that's turned out exactly like that for quite a few people. There's only 5 people weighed in, so that just shows you how difficult it is. But I've got to say, it's probably the hardest it's fished here on this particular lake in all the times that we've been coming, and I think you can only put it down to the absolute gallons and gallons of rain that we've had, and winds and temperatures up and down like crazy. It's not ideal. So the roach that I caught came on the short line on caster. I dare say, I think I could have probably got them up in the water. They were taking it pretty quick. I'd not got a rig set up for that. I knew I needed carp. Roach wasn't really going to get me something, but having said that, it might have got me a place if I'd have had a couple of hours targeted them, you know, maybe. All ifs and buts. I didn't go down that line. I did end up with a few roach. Still enjoyed it today. It's been okay. It's been reasonably comfortable. I've managed to get a bit of footage, but we'll get on to the results. See who's the mightiest fisherman today. I think we already know. So I might as well say the 5 people that have weighed in 5th place, that's me, with a measly £7. Fish wise, how many did I catch? I might have caught 10 fish, something like that, for me £7. And in 4th, another end peg, Bob Huntington. You've met him before on a previous video. I think you saw us on the Decoy Lakes Golden Rod match. So he's coming £14.96. He had a few carp on popped up bread. I never had a touch on popped up bread, apart from a few liners. In 3rd place, he's not fished with us for a while. He's now he works at a school, so whenever it's school holidays, he makes one in with us. Dave Sawyer, £17.22, and he had a mighty carp. It looked about, I don't know, might have been 10, 11 pounds. So well done, Dave. What a mighty fisherman you are. And in 2nd place, Dave Walker. I don't think I've mentioned him in the money of late. He's not a week in, week out type of guy. He's turned up today, thoroughly enjoyed himself, big smile on his face. He's come 2nd, and what a mighty fisherman you are, with £18.14. So well done. Not Dave Walker. I keep saying Dave Walker. It's not Dave Walker, it's Barry Walker. His son Dave Walker, was it? I'm just looking at, I wrote it in the wrong column. Dave Walker didn't weigh in. but Barry did. He's come second. Sorry, Barry. He's come second with £18.14. I don't redo it all, you know. It's all off the cuff, all off cuff. So there we go. And in first place with £40.44, and this week's mightiest fisherman, Graham Scott. He's always thereabouts. He's a mighty fisherman. He's fished a tidy match today. He was telling me that he's caught on corn mainly, and I've not had a bite on it. And neither has Jeff, and neither has Soz at the side of me. Soz ended up, actually, he wasn't water-leaked. He actually caught a bream, and he were over the moon. Not really. He's the one happy at all. He says, that's worst it's ever performed. So that's how difficult it has been, because Soz loves it here. He's always been in the top 3 in most of the matches that we fished here, so it has fished really tough today. So that's the insights of Bankend in winter after all this horrendous weather. I'm sure you've seen it all on the news, but I have got to say I'm not caked in mud. It's a lovely tidy venue, party car behind your peg. I can't bull it up enough. I think if you book matches here you'll love it. It's a cracking venue, absolutely cracking. So it's a credit to McCallum's Farm. So and thank you for having us. It's been a great day. So I have rebooked Lodge Farm for next week. We had to cancel it the week before because of the weather. It was that bad. There was no point. There was no point in us going. Nobody wanted to fish it. It was just 50-60 mile an hour winds and absolutely slinging it down. So I think there were only 6 that said they'd go. So we cancelled that. So we are at Lodge Farm next Tuesday, and we shall see you on the bank there. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Hopefully, as the days get longer and the weather warms up, you will see plenty of action, and you'll see this venue produce some cracking weights. And there's one match that we had, there must have been 10 weights over £100. That's what this place can produce. So it just shows how poor it has been today. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, it's absolutely free to subscribe. Click the notification bell and you'll get all the notifications as we upload videos. So we shall see you next week. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, fish on, guys. See you soon. Ta-da. GoPro, stop recording. Don't know why I even tried.